Hello, it's Carlo and Charles from Top Gear Philippines. And today, for Hot Gear, we're discussing this, the DJI RS4 Mini. Charles, explain na lang na muna natin what exactly a gimbal does. Because I know tayo, we use it a lot for work. Pero a lot of people don't actually, when they see this, parang mukhang too professional, ganon. So what does a gimbal do?
So basically, this is a stabilizer. So you put the camera here, and it stabilizes the shots. Para kahit naglalakad tayo, nawawala yung mga micro jiggles ng camera. So this is it. This is the RS4 Mini. So this is basically the smaller version of the RS4 series. Kung mapapansin nyo, mas maliit siya ng sobra compared to the RS4.
Is it that big a difference in size?
Medyo. Kasi yung RS4 hanggang dito eh. Siguro hindi siya masyadong malaki sa paningin ng iba. Pero for us, who use this most of the time, we do hours and hours of shooting. It really does make a big difference, especially sa likod, sa back natin. Kasi feel mo yung weight eh.
Si Sheng actually can't use one.
Diba?
Yeah, so for those who have watched us or have seen some behind the scenes, we use the RS4, which is the big brother of this. This is DJI's newest offering. First, it's white. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes up against all these like other professional gears, all black all the time. No, so the RS4 Mini is a bit smaller. It's a bit more compact, and we've been using it for I think 2 months.
Yes, medyo matagal na rin.
So we have 5 things that we like about the DJI RS4 Mini. It's not a full review kasi actually hindi kay Charles to eh. Si Aaron, our new video guys, one using it. So medyo inggit kami ni Charles kasi we both use the older RS4.
Kukunin ko na.
But yun, so what are the 5 things that we like? Number 1, it's small and light.
Yes, yun. Nasabi nga natin, this is the mini version of the RS4. And yun nga, yung weight niya talagang malaking difference after hours and hours of shooting.
And it's not just that. You mentioned a while ago before we started shooting na packing it is easier sa bags.
Yes, dahil nga sa smaller footprint niya, parang especially for travel vloggers, the ones na gusto nila light lang yung dinadala nila, lalo na yung mga nagta-travel abroad, diba?
Yeah.
So if you stuff this in your backpack, kasyang-kasya.
So we're talking about stuffing it in the backpack and traveling. What is the advantage of using something like this versus, we love our DJI Osmo Pocket 3s. What's the advantage of using something like this with a full frame camera or a big camera compared to a DJI? Because I know you're particular about this.
Yes. Well, first of all, syempre yung quality. Malayo pa rin yung quality ng bigger cameras.
Okay.
And I think yung biggest concern ko with the Pockets, wala siyang zoom eh. Well, you can zoom, pero hindi ganun kaganda yung quality if you use the digital zoom, and may limitation siya. So for bigger cameras, you can put bigger lenses, and with the new RS4 Mini, kahit mas maliit siya, kaya niya pa rin mag-carry ng standard zoom lenses.
Which is our second thing we like about it, actually, is that it can carry 2 kilograms, which means we had actually tried some of the other DJI gimbals na smaller, which we like. The problem is, you put this setup on it, hindi niya kaya eh. So
Yes.
this is Aaron's A7 IV and a 24-70 GM2 na 2.8. So if you've known this lens and this setup, it's a bit of a heavy setup. And most of the smaller gimbals actually hirap siya. Impossible. It won't balance, especially when you zoom it in. No, it works
Perfectly.
Can you zoom it in ba?
Yeah. Kaya.
Okay, so zoom. And then does it still balance? Okay, medyo I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Medyo that's a big thing kasi when you use a gimbal, no? I'm gonna turn it around here and let's use the motors because it's easier. When you use a gimbal, what happens is normally you balance the gimbal pa, diba? So it's balanced now. And then what happens is the problem is when you zoom a heavy lens like this, as you zoom out, the balance shifts forward.
Yes.
And when it shifts forward, it's not going to be able to be stable as much. But as you can see, no problem whether it's zoomed in or not. So pretty good DJI. We're actually quite shocked because we weren't expecting them to launch something like this, diba? But yeah, it can take a heavy camera and it can take a heavy lens. At least as heavy as we normally use on a gimbal. Kasi anything longer naman.
Yeah. Sa tanda ko dati, yung older minis, parang advisable siya for cropped sensors.
So APS-C.
Yeah, APS-C, tapos smaller lenses. Yung talaga mga small cam lang.
And then this one,
Full frame, di ba?
yeah,
2.8 zoom.
that's a heavy lens. Those who have tried holding this lens, medyo alam niyo mabigat. Now, the third thing we like is something that it seemed like a gimmick at first. It's this thing over here. It's a tracking system of the gimbal, and it works quite well. So, can you explain to Charles how it works lang? Kasi ikaw you played around with it.
So basically, meron lang siyang sensor dito. And right now, I think it's off. Basically, it's a sensor that will track subjects. And the cool thing is, it knows kung sino yung subject niya.
Yeah, that one,
Medyo, medyo scary din. Pero, for example, it's tracking Carlo. Kahit humarang ako or let's say si Sam, si Carlo pa rin yung hahanapin ng tracking device.
I mean, it's not naman scary because like the pattern recognition naman, diba? But what we liked about it was it's one of those features that we love using on our DJI Osmo Pockets, no? And then yung some of the moves na we find hit up when we're shooting cars is doing a tracking shot of, yun yung favorite shot ko. If you've noticed the B-roll I shoot, there's always one shot na from lower left, I'll lock onto the bumper and move upper right so that you have a nice pan, diba? It's hard to do on a big gimbal without like a Raven Eye system or something. But with this, I don't know if it's possible to do kasi it's an inanimate object yung tracking.
Hindi yata. Pero kung tao yung subject, kayang-kaya.
Okay. So one way of using it is you can now shoot yourself.
Yes.
In like if you're vlogging or something, you can set this down and you can just do the gesture and then you can just talk to the camera and walk around the car and the camera will follow you, not the car. Diba? So it's a bit of a way. We haven't tried using it yet kasi normally pag shoot tayo, kasama ka diba?
Bigay natin kay Leander or kay Anton. Tapos shoot na lang sila mag-isa. Hindi nila kaya yun.
It might work kasi you can just like, for me, one thing I like about DJI products is it's very interchangeable. So what I would do, honestly, is I would take this stand off, put this is a generic tripod mount screw hole, put a mounting plate there, put this on a tripod, and then suddenly I can walk around while talking. And it's something I've done with the DJI Pocket 3 naman, if I'm not tamad, if I bring the tripod, diba? Which I don't normally do. But yun, so you also mentioned that you are a fan of how easy it is to connect to the camera.
Yes. Kasi honestly, kahit dun sa RS3 natin, we use the RS3
RS4, di ba?
Ikaw yata RS4 na.
Yeah.
Ako RS3. Yeah. Pero yun nga. Kahit wired connection, parang medyo hassle i-connect sa camera. Kasi useful din yung button dito sa
Record.
So you don't have to click it sa camera kasi extra work din yun .
It generally works, but this one works better.
Yes, mas mabilis sobra yung connection niya. Tapos yun pagka-on, auto-connect na. Kanina nga, ginagalaw ko pa kasi akala ko kailangan kong i-connect pa ulit. Hindi, connected na pala siya agad.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that it's such a... Well, I love all DJI products, but these ones kasi for enthusiasts, you don't really need it. But for work stuff, when you need the best quality video, this is our go-to . And then the last thing you like, and I think you're going to demonstrate it, the fifth thing we like about this is when we have our RS3s, when we shift to vertical, we have to unscrew this, take it off. Kasi yung mount na to, may sariling mount yung pang vertical shooting.
And binili pa natin separate.
Which we had to buy separately. So this is how you do it on an RS4 Mini. But note, it's not going to be balanced. Because we tried it kanina. But yun, so this is shooting vertical now. If you want those epic Facebook vertical reels, pero it's a big camera. This is perfect. But if you notice, the bottom plate below the tripod, it just shifts completely. There's two mounting points on it. So from vertical, you can go to horizontal without needing to change your plate, which is a big thing for us. Kasi sa atin, minsan, we just bring out our phones lang kasi tinatamad tayo.
Kasi hassle . Totoo, hassle.
Oh, kasi you have to change the whole plate and this arm. This arm comes off and then you bring the vertical arm in.
And minsan naiiwan pa natin yung...
Anong minsan? So sometimes what we do, we shoot 4K, we just crop vertical. But yeah, so that's the fifth thing we like. And I think as a product category, ang dami kasi, diba? Like, I think, like, the problem with, the thing about gimbals, hindi naman problem, is sobrang dami on the market. I think for a while, there was Zhiyun and other brands that were coming in.
Moza, bago ngayon.
Oh, but it's always been DJI for us. Parang it's hard to trust another brand. We've used these gimbals in Lahar. We've used it in off-road situations talaga. We've used
Kahit
it
umuulan.
in the rain. It's not rated. Is
It's
this
not
rated?
rated. Hindi yata. Pero kaya eh.
Kaya, I mean, we don't encourage you to take it out naman to the rains, no? But it
Light
kind
rain,
of works. Light rain, we've never had a problem. So it's a product we trust na we can count on later on, diba?
Ganda.
Ganda. So, ito, kukunin mo na from Aaron.
Oh, bibigay ko na sa kanya yung bigger RS3.
So yeah, so that's our 5 things we like about the RS4 Mini. I think it's one of the better products that not a lot of people use. But if you need to use one for work, this is one of the best in the market na for us. No, you've tried other gimbals before.
Yes.
And how do they actually compare?
Well, for user interface, mas gusto ko talaga yung DJI. Mas madali siyang gamitin for me.
And it also the self-balancing thing.
Yes.
Self-calibration.
Yeah, malaking help yun. Kasi yung, I'm not sure if ngayon may...
I'm sure everyone's copied DJI.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pero kung i-compare dun sa old gimbal ko, personal gimbal ko, that I've used for a couple of years back then. Kaya nag-switch din tayo sa DJI eh, yung request ko.
Actually,
iba yung balancing niya talaga.
Can you put it vertical where it's balanced? And then can you show them my favorite feature, which is the one that blew my mind when I started? It's the lock-unlock, travel mode and lock-unlock. For me, kasi that's the biggest one I use the most. Kasi most gimbals, when you're done shooting, you want to put it aside, you have to turn it off, and then you have to manually lock all the arms one at a time. 1, 2, 3, so that it doesn't move. But since the RS3, DJI has implemented a electric locking feature, which for me is the best feature of all of these gimbals. You can try it now. So this is on. So it's balanced-ish.
Yeah, it's balanced.
So let's say you're going to finish shooting for a bit. You can click the button, locks the camera in place. So this one, it's not fully locked, but it's safe enough to travel with, diba?
Yes.
And then you can unlock it and go into full lock, which is the parang storage mode. So this is the normal mode, and then you can hold it down and bring it all the way to a full lock, this is you can use for transporting it now. And for me, when you first see this and you exceed this giant 2.5 kilo camera just flipping around, it kind of like blew our minds. Na parang, okay, we don't have to lock and unlock everything manually. You can just push a button and then it'll just go and ready to shoot ka na. So for me, that's the one thing that doesn't apply just to this. All DJI gimbals can do this, and it's a really good feature. Yeah, and Charles, anything else for this?
I think nasabi na natin lahat. Tama
Yes,
ba?
I think we've sung its praises enough. Any negatives? Wag na. Let's not talk about that. We just love our gimbals here at Top Gear. So that's Charles and that's me, Carla, for Hot Gear here in Top Gear Philippines. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see Charles again soon because we have quite a lot of toys from DJI. We love you, DJI.